welcome to Grounds for Discussion. I'm your host, Patty. We are on episode 18, 19. I always get this wrong. So tonight, I think this is kind of fun for me. It's a little bit different vibe going on tonight, but yet we're still focusing on local business, particularly downtown businesses, because I am also embedded in downtown. So I'm super excited to welcome our guest tonight. His name is Taylor. Taylor, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
You are so welcome. So tell them who you are and what you do.
Yeah, like you said, I'm Taylor. I run the Tannin Oak Cocktail Lounge downtown. We opened up about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
And it's been going great. I'm excited to talk about it, kind of share what we're all about.
Yes, that's so good. So Tannin and Oak. Mm-hmm. Can I ask where the name came from? How you guys figured on Tannin and Oak?
Yeah, so we end up being a cocktail and wine bar. Mm-hmm. That's what we function most as. So tannins being the if you drink like a dry red wine, mm-hmm. You might get kind of like a real leathery taste from it.
Sure.
That comes from the tannin. So you would say that wine is very tannic.
Okay.
And then oak being, if you're aging a spirit in anything, then it's going to be in an oak barrel.
Okay.
So essentially the name is wine and booze.
Wine and booze, but it sounds so classy.
Yeah.
As tannin and oak.
We dolled it up.
Yes,
good.
I love it. Anything dolled up, I love. That sounds so beautiful, actually. Tannin and Oak, mm-hmm. and you've been with them since the beginning, since you guys opened.
Yep.
Did you guys take a spot that was already a bar, a cocktail lounge, or did you?
No, actually, we had to do a lot of build out in that space. We had to take a whole bunch of plaster off the walls. We had to tear up some nasty old carpet and reveal a beautiful wood floor underneath. We built the bar that's in there.
Very nice.
Yeah, kind of turned the place into what it looks like now.
Sure. And it looks to me classy,
mm-hmm.
kind of smoky. There's a little bit of a vibe that you feel.
Yeah, kind of almost a sexy kind of a vibe.
Yeah,
Not in
right. No, and that's what I mean, like a smoky, sexy vibe is a good way to describe it.
Yeah, very New York is what I hear from a lot of people. Yeah.
That is exciting. So you've been there a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Other than the obvious, what do you do there? Like, as a barista, I can say I mix coffee, I pull shots as an example,
mm-hmm.
Mix other drinks like lemonades, Italian sodas. How about you over at Tannin and Oak?
So you maybe knew this about me. I also have a history as a barista.
Mm-hmm.
I did that before I started bartending at all.
And I love that, actually, about this whole story.
Yeah.
And I've often told the kids, like, if I had gone into this a little earlier
mm-hmm.
in life, I could have so seen myself at some point transitioning to mixing. Because I think
absolutely.
It kind of is, there's some parallel, I would think.
They really go hand in hand, yeah. To the point where you can even, it's not hard if you want to mix a little bit of alcohol with your, with a latte or with, an Americano or anything that you're really doing. You can kind of blend the two concepts together very easily. And so I'd always had an interest in some of that. And as I got more into coffee and learning more about that and kind of what I was looking for, I guess my palate widened, learning that there are a lot more flavors out there than just what exists in coffee or what exists in in a little thing.
So true. When you say palate, before you got here, I was kind of thinking like alcohol, wine, spirits, and I thought, boy, looking back on from the time I was legal to drink at 21, my palate, I thought, has certainly changed.
Absolutely.
I was never much for drinking beer, and I'm still not. I just can't get on board with beer. Wines, I do. Mm-hmm. I enjoy that. And Sean, my husband actually, who's behind the camera, really enjoys a fine bourbon.
Yeah.
a good whiskey.
Sure.
And not that I can drink a lot of it, but it's
Yeah.
actually, I mean, my palate enjoys that.
Yeah, man, I should have brought one, Sean.
Right. Sorry, honey. So what do you think about the different alcohols, especially with someone like you
Yeah.
that has the experience?
Truly, it's a fascinating world.
Mm-hmm.
Just alcohol in itself. I started out as a beer drinker.
Oh, interesting.
First beer ever was a Bent Paddle Black Ale.
Mm-hmm.
Had it up in Duluth with my brother, and I barely got through it. I could hardly stomach it, but I wanted to impress him, so I powered on through. And then kind of from there it grew into I started drinking a little bit of scotch here and there, and scotch turned into bourbon, and bourbon kind of turned into just everything else, and just this whole world of all the flavors you can get from any individual type of spirit. And then when you start mixing them, or you can add, just the addition of any little ingredient will change the whole experience. And it's you won't find the end of it.
I completely agree, and I think that's where, for me, I find the parallel with the coffee world.
Exactly.
And drinking fine.
Yep.
Do you call them spirits?
Yeah,
Booze?
Spirits. Booze would be the layman's term.
Right. So Sean and I watched a documentary when you talk about the different flavors and what you can get from a certain cocktail or what you can add. We had watched a documentary on, is it Scotch, honey? Where was it? Scotland?
Yeah, on an island. You probably know.
Isla?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure. Yep.
And so how they use the peat blocks to in their process somewhere.
Yeah.
And I found that so fascinating.
Oh, it's incredible. It's and just that alone imparts such a unique flavor.
Kind of smoky.
To those different scotches.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Yep.
There's a distillery out of Minneapolis, Brother Justice. They make American single malt whiskeys. And so they took that even a step farther with a cold peating process. So rather than burning the peat moss to get that smoky flavor, they
kind of like cold brew.
Exactly, yeah.
Is
and
it?
So, essentially, they're almost like filtering it through this peat moss, so you get the peaty flavor without the so much smoky flavor.
Sure. Fascinating.
And so it's just like finding new ways to do all of these things that have existed for hundreds or thousands of years.
Right.
And people are still screwing around with it. We're still finding new ways to do it.
I love that. That's so fun. What would you say is the most favorite thing you do at your job? What do you love the most?
There's a big part of me I like to throw together new cocktails. I always have fun if somebody comes in and says, "Hey, here's kind of what I'm looking for. Surprise me." End of the day, I just like to make an old fashioned.
Sure.
I like to make them. I like to drink them. I think it's quintessential cocktail.
I love it. That's probably between an old fashioned and what else do you make for me? I always say, can you make me a Russian?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, White Russians. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Manhattan.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love a Manhattan.
Yes, that's probably one of my favorite cocktails is a Manhattan.
Yeah, it's delicious.
It's a little bit sweet, but not sweet. And I enjoy sipping on that very much.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Right. So and honestly, Taylor, this is so bad. I really don't know what's in it.
Yeah.
I just asked my personal bartender.
Well, there you go. That's all you really need.
Can I get, and I'll tease him, can I get a Mad Hatter?
Yeah.
Manhattan, he now knows.
Right, yeah.
And he'll whip that up for me. So what is in a Manhattan?
So Manhattan technically would fall under the category of an old-fashioned. So the elements to an old-fashioned would be, you're looking at spirit, bitters, sugar, and water.
Yep.
So for an old-fashioned, as it's known today, you're usually going to be using bourbon or rye with sugar of some kind. I like to use like a raw sugar.
Okay.
A lot of folks will use like simple syrup or something. Aromatic bitters, and then I'll stir it up with ice. Manhattan is really similar to that, but rather than using the sugar to sweeten it, you're going to be using sweet vermouth.
Sure. Right.
Typically a Manhattan will be served up rather than on the rocks.
Sure. I love them both, and I'll often say, what ingredients do you have to make me a cocktail?
Yeah, that's a valid question.
Right, yeah. And he'll whip one of those two up.
Yeah.
And very, very good.
Yeah.
I love them.
My favorites, for sure.
So other than the Manhattan and the old-fashioned, is there a third? 1, 2, 3?
A third that I really like to make or like to drink?
Both.
A Negroni is pretty high up there. That's
Never heard of it.
Cocktail made with equal parts of gin, sweet vermouth, and Campari. If you're familiar with that.
No.
Campari is a...
I love this. I'm learning so much already.
You really are.
Because I love gin, actually.
Yeah.
I like a gin and tonic.
Yeah.
Of course.
Who doesn't like a gin and tonic?
Right, and that's what I would say, but there's actually people that don't like gin.
We don't need those people around us, do we, Patty?
So funny. They're not hanging out with us.
That's why you and I are sitting here.
Right,
and
right, exactly. Oh, that's awesome. I have Red Bulls that we make infusions with.
Sure. Yeah.
And the kids are like, try this flavor, this flavor, this flavor.
Yeah.
There's one of the flavors that unanimously they've said, that tastes like alcohol. Like, I don't like that one. It tastes like alcohol.
Yeah.
So curiosity got the best of me one day, and I'm like, I'm going to try this.
Yeah.
Cracked it open, poured it over ice. Taylor, it tastes like gin.
Really?
Yes.
So what's in it? What did you...
I don't even remember what flavor. The kids know.
Yeah.
Because they don't want me to get...
Okay.
And I'm like, you guys, I actually like... It tastes like gin.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's it.
Yeah.
It tastes like alcohol.
Not that they would know.
Right.
Yeah.
So I very much like that Red Bull. I will let you know which one it is.
Please do.
Because it is so good to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, gin and tonic. So this drink that you're talking about, gin, Campari?
Campari, yep.
Never heard of Campari.
Campari is an Italian liqueur. It's a type of Amaro. So if you see it on the shelf, it's going to be it'll be like a bright red color in the bottle with a blue and gold label. It's very, very bitter on the palate. Almost you kind of sip it and it kind of dries your mouth out right away. I personally really like it. A lot of folks, they have a hard time getting behind Campari, but
interesting. I'm gonna have to try it just
great.
because I'm curious.
Yeah.
So gin, Campari, and what was the other ingredient?
Sweet vermouth, and then some people will add orange bitters to it as well.
And you said equal parts on those?
Equal parts. I'll do an ounce of each.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the name of that cocktail?
Negroni.
Negroni.
Yeah.
Why a Negroni?
I have known where the name comes from, but it might be the name of the person who made it or something. I don't remember for sure. Yeah.
I'm going to find out because now I'm really curious.
Yeah.
And that might be on your shopping list for this weekend.
There we go.
We're going to hit up Andy at the liquor stores to hook us up with some Campari.
Yeah. Campari.
We've got the gin.
Yep.
And vermouth.
Sweet vermouth. Make sure you're getting a good one. Don't just get the $8 bottle or whatever. Get a proper vermouth.
Sean's nodding in agreement over there for sure.
I guess you make Manhattans. You know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yep. I love that. So, Taylor.
Patty.
You brought some mixes with you tonight.
I did, yeah.
What do you got?
I got a couple. I brought I think we'll start with a vodka soda.
Okay.
And then we'll finish off with a gin and tonic because I like it better.
Oh, yummy.
And that'll be a better one to finish on.
Okay.
So the vodka that I brought is actually distilled right here in Alexandria.
Really?
This is the Cash Vodka by Ida Graves.
Okay.
So that distillery is just outside of town to the northwest. This is a corn vodka, and it's, especially at the price point that it's at, it's got no business being as good and as smooth and as sweet as it is.
Oh, get out.
It's fantastic. It's good. I mean, it's good to sip on the rocks. Makes a really, really good martini. Great. I mean, great in any cocktail. It's kind of, at Tannin Oak, this is my all-purpose vodka for
That's your go-to.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, super good.
And do the local municipalities carry this.
They do, yep.
Great.
Yep, both the municipal stores have got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
So what do you mix it?
So I think we'll do 1.5 ounces of this cash vodka.
How did you learn on this? On the job? Did you go to training?
Most of it was just on the job. Like I said, I had a background in
coffee.
Yep, in coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And I happened to live right around the corner from another bar downtown, from the Garden Bar.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was on the ball, I could close up the coffee shop at 4:30, and then haul my ass around the corner. And I would,
I love it. Oh my gosh.
Get there in time for $1 off tap beers and half-price flatbreads or something.
Sure.
So I got to know Mari, the owner of that spot.
Mm-hmm.
She learned that I was interested in bartending. A couple years later, she sent me a message on Facebook. And
what you got here? Soda?
just club soda, yep.
Okay.
Yep. She sent me a message asking if I was still interested in bartending. And I said, yeah, when can I come in for an interview? She said, how about if you just work Friday? So I did. Didn't know anything about what I was doing, but made it in there, learned from Gail, a gal who had worked there for many years.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of it was kind of just learning on the job and a lot of looking things up. A lot
Right.
of
A lot of
following
YouTube
Instagram
videos.
accounts. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of just listening to customers because at the time, and still, there were a lot of them that just knew more about it than I did.
Sure.
So
They know what they like.
yeah, exactly.
Sure.
Yep.
All right.
So I like to squeeze a little lemon in my
Okay.
vodka soda, but that's
I will do the same.
up to taste.
And then okay. Nice. Taylor, cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh, you are jealous. I'm telling you right now. I know you're. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So good.
Right away, you can taste kind of that smoothness. This vodka has none of that kind of harshness, none of that burn that's really associated with most vodkas, especially a vodka. Like I said, at this price point, it'll be between $20 and $25 at the store.
This is very. Do you want to try it? Go ahead. I'll slide it over. I'll slide it to the end of the bar. Well, I'm curious to see what you think, honey.
Don't say you don't like it or I'm leaving.
Oh no, Taylor's out. I'm done.
Wow, that's nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that is really nice. Unbelievable.
Right?
Really
we
good.
usually do a good vodka too. I mean,
Yeah.
Tito's is pretty much what we drink.
Sure, yep.
This is very smooth.
Yeah, really good.
Cash.
Cash, yep.
Nice.
Yeah, it'll
Actually.
be, like I said, I mean, I've made martinis out of it. I'll make them dirty with some olive juice in there, or I'll do them just with take a lemon peel and just twist it over the top, kind of dust it or mist it with it. Great in both of those.
Yeah, the lemon is a
formats.
nice add.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, it's just
It kind of, I don't know, it feels very awake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If I can say, like,
Oh, that's a great way to put it.
yeah, it
Yeah.
just is fresh.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of flirting with my palate.
Yep.
This little drink. Very good. I like that vodka a lot.
Well, I'm glad to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of it.
Nice. So, club soda, is there a particular brand? that
What
you
I
like
use
for
at
that?
Tannin Oak is this 3 cents brand.
Cute.
If I remember right, this stuff comes from, it's imported from Greece.
Oh,
if I
my
remember
gosh.
correctly.
Okay, you know how we were talking earlier, how I like things dolled up?
Yeah,
This
This
is
is perfect
cute.
for you?
Yes, it's so adorable.
based on the fact that I can't read most of the language on the back, I'm going to say Greece.
Fun.
Yeah, and so they do that club soda. They do a ginger beer and tonic water.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I use anyway.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. What a treat.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure.
Thomas, you want to try? Give it a whirl. I can't leave you out.
That's right.
Fair enough.
Fair enough is right. Let's see what you think.
That is smooth.
Isn't it though?
It is. Yeah, it's a.
The lemon is it's almost like the lemon's the star of the show,
Mhm.
and the rest of there is just the encore.
Yeah, no, that's also a fair way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Get a little bit of the lemon zest kind of on the nose when just from squeezing it in there.
Right.
Yeah, it all kind of works together to make a good
Nice work,
good
Taylor.
experience. Thank you.
Yeah. So, what are your hours at Tannin and
So
Oak?
we're open right now. I think what it's looking like through the summer. We're gonna do just Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Open up at 5 o'clock, and then we kind of just close
when you
whenever
close.
people are done drinking. Yeah. Yep. So that, I mean, it's nice just to leave it
Kind of
a little bit
open-ended.
open. Yeah,
Sure.
exactly. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. We can kind of take care of whatever people are needing in the moment.
Do you serve food?
We do have a few kind of snacky items. We'll do a charcuterie board. We've got some chips and snack mix, marinated olives.
Ooh, yummy.
Just some, yeah. But
Oh,
nothing.
yeah.
It's not like a dinner spot, but it's
Sure.
a good spot for
Just to
before
hang
or
out and
after.
chill
Yeah,
and have
exactly.
a couple cocktails?
Yeah.
It sounds like my kind of hangout.
Absolutely.
You mentioned earlier a dirty martini. Now I'm just learning here at the shop, so I have to say I have to give a shout out to my employees. I don't like saying that. I like saying that they work with us because yes, my team
There we
is
go.
fabulous. They're always, like you said, on Instagram, Facebook,
Yeah.
TikTok, looking for the next thing they can try, and I'm all for it. I encourage them. And so they've got me onto dirty sodas.
Sure.
Who knew it was a thing?
Dirty sodas. I have not heard that term.
So they take little soda, cans of soda like Dr. Pepper,
Okay.
Pepsi, Mountain Dew,
Yeah.
cream soda, orange cream soda. And what makes it dirty, essentially, they tell me, is a splash of cream.
Oh,
So you
okay.
actually mix cream in these drinks. You
Sure.
can enhance it
Yeah.
by adding flavors.
Yeah.
Like, we have, like in the coffee world, there's
Right.
all those syrup pumps and flavors. Like, it just lines your counter.
Yeah.
You can add that to the soda
Yeah.
and come up with a flavor they're having so much fun with it.
Does
It's
that? Okay. Is that a different thing from like what do they call it, a French soda?
I don't know.
When I was working,
See, now there's something I have to
Yeah.
go look up.
yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
I know when I was working in coffee, then, and maybe this, because it was an Italian soda. If you just have your soda and then you're adding a flavor to it,
Mm-hmm.
and then my understanding anyway was that if you add cream to that, then you're drinking a French soda.
That is so adorable.
Yeah.
So we make Italian sodas here, and of
Yeah.
course the kids are the ones that are like, you gotta get Italian sodas.
Yep.
My little Angelica, my niece, she's not so little, but of course I've known her since she was an infant.
Yeah. She'll always
Sean
be
and
a
I,
little-
yeah, she will. Sean and I had gone up to Grand Forks to visit her, as that's where they lived before she moved to Alec.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, Auntie, we need to take you to, what was the name of that gas station, Shawnee? Where they have Italian sodas. Like, that was all the thing, the big rage. And she was maybe 10 or 11 at the time. She's 24 now. And at that, it was Simonson's.
Oh, really?
Yeah, big gas station. They had updated it from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And at that gas station, the Italian sodas were made with a splash of cream.
Sure. Yeah.
So French soda, I really need to check if that's what they're called.
I might be
And
wrong
no.
on it. My memory is that I got into a big argument with some lady about it once. And then after she left, I looked it up and I was right. And I
Oh, yes!
should have run out there and chased her down.
Right,
Like,
right. I told you.
But, yeah. But I didn't. I
That's
just
so
swallowed
great.
my
Well, I've got some homework.
Yeah.
I'm going to look that up because I'm very curious.
Yeah.
Because if it is a French soda, I'm all over that. Because guess what? You just dolled up an Italian soda for me.
Exactly.
Yes,
That's right.
100%.
Yep.
That's so great. So, in the cocktail world,
Mm-hmm.
a dirty martini, what makes it dirty?
That'd be the addition of olive juice or olive brine.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Which, recently, Sean, actually it was your sister, that got, I don't even know what kind of olives, but they were to die for.
Yeah.
All this time I thought I really didn't care for olives.
Yeah.
And then his sister, who lives way up north by Thief River Falls, he had gone hunting maybe for a weekend. And she is the sister that will pull out the most amazing cheeses.
Sure.
Fantastic crackers. Like,
Yep.
where the
Kinda
heck
goes
did you...
all out on
yes.
it.
Including the spirits. In this particular time, he came back talking about these olives.
Yeah.
I didn't know I liked olives so much.
Yeah.
Until I tried these olives.
About that.
So, what kind are they? And do you think
I
we
forget
could...
the name, but they're jalapeno stuffed,
Sure. Yeah.
and they had farmer cheese.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It was amazing
Yeah.
combination.
Holy cow.
So what kind of olives? Like, is it any olives that are game in the cocktail world? Or is there a
Yeah,
particular
I mean, usually
olive?
at Tannin Oak, I'll just use regular pitted green olives. But you can get, I mean, the brand that I use, they also make olive stuffed with blue cheese. That's
Oh
probably
my
the
gosh.
second most common one, and that's what I would like to do.
Now you're speaking my language.
Yeah, blue cheese stuffed olives
love
is
blue cheese.
nothing better.
Oh, so I gotta ask you this.
Yeah.
Do you ever find yourself with a container of blue cheese and a fork?
Not so far.
Oh, Taylor.
I might have to give it a try.
You gotta give it a try.
It sounds like a good...
With a good glass of wine?
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I love blue cheese so much.
Oh, I love blue cheese.
I legit will take
Yeah.
a container and a fork.
Yeah. Oh, my word.
Oh, gosh, yeah. So good.
I'm with you. Well, I haven't done that, but I'm with you in
Okay,
spirit.
let's do it. Oh, I know you are.
So, yeah, I'll just come back, and next time it'll be all about olives and blue cheese.
There you go.
Yeah.
So the olives you use
Yep.
at Tannin and Oak, which we should tell the folks where it's located,
Oh, right.
right? Address? 6th Avenue.
118 6th Avenue East,
So
Alexandria, Minnesota.
I can almost see it. I can definitely picture it from where we're sitting right now.
Yep.
It's just a quarter of a block. Take a right on 6th. And what, half a block up?
I would say, yeah, half a block up.
Yep.
Right across the street from the Garden Bar on 6th.
Right. Which is also they're sisters.
Correct.
Right?
Yep. Same owner, in
Yes.
fact. Yeah.
Great.
Yep.
So, I'm going to bring us back to the olives
Right.
and what you use.
Yeah. What type of olives I use? Yeah. I've had good luck with, the brand is called Filthy.
Okay.
I use their olives. I use their black cherries.
Time out.
Okay.
Are you taking notes back there?
This
Filthy,
is, yeah.
Campari, right? Is that how you say it?
Campari. Yeah.
Campari. I was
Yeah.
close. Yeah, so
It was
much.
Louisville.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I'm never far away.
I'm learning so much. Cash. It's great.
Yeah. Well, good.
So your olives.
So the olives, we use Filthy.
You gotta tell me to stop talking so much.
Filthy pitted green. Yeah. No, we're gonna have to restart.
Right.
Filthy pitted green olives is what we use. You can buy them. I think you can buy those at any of the liquor stores here in town.
Okay.
Probably out at
Sure.
County Line south
Yeah.
of town as well.
Yeah, we're gonna have to add that one to the list
Yeah,
too.
there we go.
It
And they're
keeps
cherries.
growing.
They're black cherries in a dark purple jar. Filthy black Amarena cherries is
Yum.
if you ask me, the way to go.
Okay. I'm all over it. You are the expert. So I will definitely
About that, but
listen to your recommendations for sure.
sounds good.
Yeah. So do you see yourself hanging out at Tannin and Oak for a while? I would imagine
think
it's
so.
a fun job.
It is a fun job.
Meet so many fun people.
Yeah, I think that ends up actually being my favorite part of the job is the people that I get to meet and the just kind of the. I mean, I've got real friendships that have just formed
Right.
from that place. It's a small little spot. It's very intimate, and I've watched plenty of other friendships form just because you can't really help but meet somebody if you're if you're sitting in a space that small.
Right.
So I do, I love the cocktail aspect and the making drinks, but really kind of that aspect is what I have ended up liking the most, I think. But yeah,
I find as I get older, particularly as I get older, and making the shift from my previous career to this one, the common thread through all of it, and you can tell me if you see that at Tannin Oak, is human connection.
Absolutely.
Is people connecting,
100%.
sharing
Yep.
some fun stories.
Yep.
I can't imagine the things you've heard.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
In confidence, not in confidence.
Yep.
Hard things that people go
Right.
through.
Good
in
and
life.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Tragic and happy for sure. And I think, for better or worse, for a long, long time, for whatever reason, alcohol has been like, it's really been kind of the meeting point for a lot of those things. And I think coffee too.
Right. True. Actually, now that you say that,
But
I
you
would
don't-
agree with you.
And it might just be the setting. You know, people used to meet up at the soda parlor, and you know, they meet up with people there for things. But you don't see, no shade to fast food, but you don't see people meeting up for a soda machine, Coca-Cola, to catch up, really.
Taylor, I think we're on to another episode for you and I.
Perfect.
Fast food and fast fashion.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, not...
I'll take fast food, you take fast
Yes,
fashion.
let's
Yeah.
do it. Yep. All right, folks, you heard it here. We're going to be back with another conversation on fast food and fast fashion. But all joking aside, I do completely agree with you that there's something that happens over a cup of coffee, as I'm sure, over a spirit,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah. Yep, and I think it has a way of, and you know, not getting intoxicated even, but it has a way of kind of leveling the playing field for whatever reason.
Right.
Even if it's just a placebo effect type of deal where in your mind it's
Relaxed.
yeah, exactly.
And the environment, too,
Right.
is, especially at Tannin Oak, it's so chill
Right. It's a place you
take
can
a
sit
breath.
at for a long time and you can just yeah. Yep.
and hang out. Shawnee, I'm going to have to go see Taylor soon. Are you there every Friday, Saturday, mostly?
I'm there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Some Saturdays. I might be there Saturdays through the summer. We'll see what happens.
Sure.
But yeah,
Are you working on secret projects?
always.
Or are you?
Oh yeah, some of them that have taken a lot longer than others. But, yeah.
You care to
Yep.
share?
Well, this has been going on for far too long. I've been dragging my feet on it. I had an idea I suppose it would have been last summer, fall, where I wanted to do just small runs of infused spirits, and I would make a cocktail out of each one, and I would just run with that cocktail until it was gone, and then I would move on to the next one. And so I did that, and I've got my infused spirits, and I've got an elderberry infused rum. I've got a vodka that I infused with, what did I infuse it with? Mushroom and black tea.
Taylor!
I know.
Oh my
I
gosh!
have a rye that a fat washed rye.
Okay,
That's what they
so
call it.
explain to me what does that mean, fat washed? Or is
So-
it the brand?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
More education for me.
That's right. Here we go. Fat washing. So essentially, you can do it. A real common one is to do it with bacon fat or bacon grease. So you can take your bacon grease, and while it's still, in liquid form before it's hardened, then you can pour that into. I just used mason jars, and I did it with duck fat.
Oh my gosh. I am
if
learning
you-
so much from you tonight.
Well,
I had
I'm happy
no
to help.
idea. Yes, this is great.
Yeah. So you can put your spirit. You can do it with any spirit you want to. You can put it into, like I said, a mason jar is the easiest way. And then pour your bacon fat in there, your bacon grease, and then close that up. Shake it up real hard. I'll let it sit for a night or two, and shaking it every day, and then stick it into the freezer overnight.
Okay.
Because then what'll happen is that all the fat that's in there is going to harden, and then the next morning you can just dump it out and filter it through like a coffee filter or two coffee filters is what I do, and that'll filter out all the fat. And then what comes out on the other side is this infused spirit, whatever you choose to use. So like a bacon fat washed bourbon is probably the most common thing. I've seen people, they'll do like Parmesan cheese with gin.
Get out.
Yeah, it's a.
Have you had it?
I have not tried it. I ought to. I've got no good reason to not. Yeah. Yep. But I've got a dandelion gin. I did that last summer. I did a duck fat washed rye. I did a strawberry basil mezcal. All kinds of things.
Jeepers, Taylor.
I know.
I knew you were in our periphery for a reason. Oh my gosh. I'm really curious about the bacon infused.
Yeah.
That's gotta be.
It's really good. So
What would you say the flavor notes are in that? Like, what is that?
I mean, you get a lot of, really, you just get a lot of that bacon flavor, and it all depends on what bourbon you're using. You can kind of increase or decrease the amount of that flavor you're infusing it with based on how much of the bacon grease you're going to use. But
I'm hungry. Wait, or am I thirsty? I don't know.
A little of both, probably.
A little of both, right.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, it is a fascinating process, and I've only tried doing it. The fat washing I've tried only once, but the rest of it, the infusing all these other spirits, was something that I kind of just. I'd seen other people doing it online and really wanted to see if I could.
No doubt. And do you have that at Tannin Oak?
I do. So the plan, it's mostly not available just to like
over the counter,
just to come and
as
buy.
You say?
Yeah. So the plan is once I get my act together.
I want to be part of that club. I'm just going to tell you right now.
I'll let you know. Absolutely, I'll let you know.
So is it will it be kind of an exclusive?
I mean, we'll
Members
post about
only?
it on our social media, on Instagram and whatever. Certainly won't be on the menu because it'll be such a limited amount of everything, just about a bottle or just under a bottle for, for each thing.
Sure. So speaking of social media and that you'll post, does Tannin Oak and the Garden Bar have each their own Instagrams?
Yes. Yep. Absolutely.
So it's the Garden Bar.
Yep. I think it's Garden Bar on 6th is the handle for that one, and Tannin Oak is Tannin_and_Oak.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we follow you.
I think you do.
On all of our accounts.
Today.
Yeah. Oh, that's so great.
Had to make sure.
Yes, I'm pretty sure we do.
Yeah.
And do you do the social media?
I do some of it. Mari, the owner, she does some of it. We kind of end up
a team effort.
Tag team. You can always tell which one of us is doing it because I get a lot more sarcastic about it.
Oh,
I think you can tell that it's not my thing.
That's so funny. I thought you were going to say, I get a lot more likes and follows.
I don't know about that. No, I don't think that's...
I was like...
I don't think that's the
Taylor?
case. Mari, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's so funny. You really didn't mean it, Mari.
Yeah, that's right.
That's so great.
Don't fire me.
No. She's such a sweet lady.
She really is. Yeah, she's been a pleasure to work for.
I feel like, and I've known who she is since we've moved into downtown.
Yeah.
But I feel like she's just a go-getter.
She's always moving. She's always got another, what's the term? Iron in the fire.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd imagine she's fun to work with.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
I might need to get Miss Mari on the podcast soon.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
I think that'd be great.
And you know what would be fun? Is to have the two of you on together.
There we go. Now, Mari is she's a level 1 sommelier. So wine is her thing. So Tannin Oak also has a great wine list. And so that ends up, that's her thing. She knows I don't want to say all that there is to know about wine.
Sure, but knows a lot.
But she
more
knows
than
a lot.
The average.
Yeah, heck of a lot more than me.
Yeah.
I can tell you that.
So you've opened up another, I don't want to say can of worms, can of questions.
Sure.
Sommelier.
Sommelier. I forget I couldn't tell you the origins of the word.
Sure.
But sommelier is essentially just like an expert in, especially wine is when the term is used.
Okay.
And so it's learning the history of how these different types of grapes came to be, learning about the different appellations, or like where the grapes are sourced, where the wine is made, where they're growing, and so all these things, the type of soil that the vines are growing in, and the whatever, I don't know, the acidity of it, the
Right. It's so fascinating
mineral
because
content of it.
you could almost be talking about coffee beans,
Right? Exactly.
And where the bushes grow, plants, etc.
Yep.
High elevation, not.
Right.
So
exactly.
it would be fun actually to have you and Mari come on and talk and do your thing. I would just sit back in the corner and
there we go.
you guys can talk. Yeah.
And it's the same with, to a degree, the same with beer, with the ingredients of beer. But it's the same with whiskeys and gins and everything else too. And if you look at like those like a flavor wheel.
Oh, sure.
So if you're looking at a flavor wheel for coffee,
You've got one over in the.
Oh, you do? Yeah, I have seen that. And then on it, it's got a little offshoot for, well, it tastes like bourbon, or it tastes like whiskey, or red wine, or whatever different things. But then if you look at the same type of a wheel for bourbon or for wine, then it'll have a coffee section on it. And so it's kind of, they really do all go just hand in hand. It's
very complimentary.
Yeah.
Which I have to ask, do you have? So once upon a time, when I worked for a large healthcare system, that healthcare system sent us up to International Falls. And after our workday, and there's maybe a team of 300 IT nurses, docs, lab people, x-ray people, we would go out to eat at the local restaurants. And I actually have a photo on my Instagram from way back then where a cocktail was made. What was it called? An espresso martini.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I do one of those.
You do?
Oh, man, yeah.
Okay. Tell me how you make it. What's in it?
So I use this Cash vodka.
Okay.
We use a fresh espresso that we brew right there in-house using your beans, believe it or not.
Wait. Time out.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold you there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Folks, he just said, tell me again, Taylor, because that's music to my ears.
Oh, I was just saying we use beans from right here at Deja Blue House of Coffee.
How about that, folks? I'm sure it's excellent, exquisite.
Really, really is.
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to stop fooling. Tell me about this cocktail.
Yeah, and then, so I think, aside from the coffee beans, what really makes it shine is I use an herbal espresso liqueur. So it's rather than just like your normal Kahlua would be the most common one, which would just be a coffee liqueur. This is an espresso liqueur. So you get a much stronger coffee taste from it. Still sweet, but then you get you get a little bit of like a star anise and clove flavor, especially at the end.
You're talking Sean's language
there
right
we go.
there.
Perfect, yeah. So then I'll throw a pinch of kosher salt into that.
Oh my gosh.
Shake all of that up good and proper, and with that fresh espresso, you get a really, really nice froth on the top after it's been
beautiful. I can just
shaken.
about picture it.
Yeah, and so we'll
lovely
strain that into like a coupe glass. Then I'll sprinkle some Parmesan cheese on top of that.
Stop.
Yeah,
Taylor, you're a master of your craft.
It really sounds. I don't know about that. I try.
Yeah.
I didn't come up with that idea. This is my recipe, but I didn't come up with the idea of the Parmesan cheese. I can tell you that.
That's why I never, ever have had a cocktail with Parmesan cheese. Now, I can't do with Parmesan what I can. I mean, I consider that a talent. What I can do with blue cheese.
Sure. I
can't do that with Parmesan.
Cocktail for you. I'll do something.
Yum! Let's do it.
Something beyond the blue cheese olives.
Yum.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
There are some. I tell you, there are some folks that don't care for the cheese on top. They can't get behind it.
Oh.
But those people are lumped in with the gin people we were talking about earlier.
Get out.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so tell me, do we have another cocktail to try?
We do. So I think now we'll switch to a gin and tonic.
Okay. My fave.
Love a gin and tonic.
Look at you.
Swap out our fruits here.
Heck yeah. I love it. You got it.
I got it.
You got it. You got it. I've never had cocktail service quite like this. This is what I call dolled up cocktail service. This is great.
Happy to deliver.
Yay.
So what I've got here, this is a Kino-bi. It's a Kyoto dry gin. So this is a Japanese dry gin using rice as the base distillate.
Okay.
So distilled from rice, dry gin, meaning that there's no sugar added to it after the fact. So you're not going to get really any sweetness from it. You'll get a lot of the juniper coming through. On the nose, it's got 11 different botanicals in it. So on the nose, you get a lot of maybe like some lemon peel, some yuzu.
That smells great.
I absolutely love it.
More of that cutie clubs, not club soda. Is it club soda?
This is tonic water.
Tonic water. Ooh,
Yeah.
yum.
Yep, from the same company, from 3 Cents.
Excellent.
There we go. And as with the vodka, I like to squeeze a lime into my gin and tonic. But,
Okay. I'm following the leader.
all right. So this gin, like I said, they use 11 different botanicals, and they split it up into 6 different what they call elements. So they're distilling. So gin is this is an oversimplification, but gin is essentially vodka, but you're infusing it with botanicals.
Okay.
So often it'll be herbs. Sometimes they'll use flowers, or fruits will be a thing that they'll use once in a while. So this one, they've broken it down into 6 different elements. So they'll distill each of these 6 elements separately, and then at the end, they blend them together. So rather than infusing it with all 11 botanicals at once, they've broken it into their base distillation, which is where the juniper is going to come through. And then they broke it into citrus. Oh, I forget the other one. Spice, tea, and then 2 more that I can't remember
Fascinating.
specifically what it is.
It is
but
absolutely fascinating.
yeah, and so it comes out. It's, truly one of my favorite gins out there. I've seen bottles of it at the municipal stores. Oftentimes Andy's willing to help you out.
Yeah, for sure. He's a good guy down
He
there,
is.
for sure.
Yeah, love Andy.
Okay.
Shall we?
Oh, wait. Okay, Andy. This is a shout out to you. All right, Taylor, let's give Andy a shout out. He is at our local municipalities, yes?
Yep.
And he is very willing to help you out and find what it is
guy.
you're looking for. Yep. Great guy.
Appreciate
we both
Andy
agree.
a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's been a big help.
All right.
Shall we?
Shall we?
Cheers.
Cheers, Taylor.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Taylor.
I know it. It's such a good gin.
What the heck?
I know.
Sorry, boys. I am not sharing this one with
sorry.
you guys. Oh, my.
Isn't that something?
Just when I think I couldn't like gin anymore.
It's great. It's even though it's a dry gin, doesn't have any of that added sugar.
It's crisp.
It's very crisp, very
It's
fresh
clean.
tasting. Yep.
Very fresh.
Yeah, it's smooth.
Oh, man, honey. Add it to the list. Oh, my gosh. Okay, I was teasing you guys. I am going to share. Give it a try. It is very good. Taylor, you've outdone yourself.
Thank you. I try.
Yeah.
Anyways.
He hasn't
I
even
know it.
had a sip.
It's,
He's just saying how good it smells.
Very nice. That's
Yeah.
good.
Isn't that just clean?
It's not like we typically do like London dries,
Yeah, sure.
and so I like the dry gins, but this is it's definitely get a lot more, I think, depth to the
Sure.
to
Yeah.
it, and where most of them are the juniper. That's what really jumps out. Not so
Right.
much in this one.
Yeah, you still get some of that juniper,
Yeah,
but there's
it's-
enough other stuff going on.
Yeah, it's really good.
Finishes with almost a little bit of a kind of gingery, sort of fiery
Beautiful.
taste
Yeah.
to it. It's yeah, really good. It's at Tannin Oak, I really like to, I try to showcase whatever spirit it is that I'm pouring, rather than, there's not a thing in the world wrong with this, but a lot of the time it seems like the goal in a cocktail is almost to hide
Sure.
the spirit,
Sure,
or like
sure.
to kind of
Right.
to make the spirit more palatable, if that makes sense. And at Tannin Oak, I think our goal is much more to showcase, because I think each spirit, each bottle has kind of got its own story.
It's got its own personality.
Exactly right.
Its own flair.
Yep.
Flavor profile, of course.
Yeah, and so we
Yeah.
really like to bring that out. And so all of that to say, this particular gin, I don't like to use it in a cocktail. I like, or in a complicated cocktail. I like
Sure.
to do it in
Keep
just
it
in a
simple.
gin and tonic where you're getting as much out of that gin as you possibly can.
It is so good. I want to cheer you again.
Cheers.
Excellent work, Taylor.
Thank you.
I love it. I have learned so much from you tonight.
Good.
I think the conversation actually has gone quite long. We're well over 45 minutes.
Are we really?
Yes.
I would not have thought that.
I know, isn't it great?
That went quick.
It did go fast.
Yeah.
I did learn a lot from you.
Good.
I think if you're willing to come back
Yeah.
and showcase a couple other spirits and
Absolutely.
keep the conversation going,
Yeah, definitely.
I find it fascinating. And of course, I know it comes from starting in the coffee world, and Sean loves a good, high-class spirit.
Yeah.
And this is what you brought tonight.
Yeah.
I feel like good, high-class, good, excellent, high quality.
Yeah. Well,
And
great. I'm glad you enjoyed
You're
it.
absolutely spot on when you say you're not hiding
Yeah.
the spirit.
Yep.
You are showcasing
Bringing
it.
out as much of it as we can.
I thought you were going to say, bring it on.
Yeah. That too. I guess that still fits.
Right. Bring it on. No, you are. You're bringing out
Yeah.
the absolute incredible flavor.
Yeah.
So, I would like to thank Taylor for coming on the podcast tonight. I have seriously learned so much, have thoroughly enjoyed our conversation, Taylor, and I intend to have you back on. So,
Perfect.
thank you again to Taylor from Tannin Oak. They're located right here in downtown Alexandria. Look them up, give them a follow on Instagram, and I can tell you, you will not be disappointed with a cocktail from Taylor and Tannin Oak. Have a good night, you guys, and thank you for coming back yet again to another episode of Grounds for Discussion.